So I've done a number of videos about how to quote for various jobs, including window cleaning, pressure washing, gutter clearing, fascias and soffits, even roof cleaning. I'll put all the links in the description to this video, but they're only really meant to be a guide, and I don't live in a very expensive area of the country. I would say it's about middle, and my prices, I don't think they're the cheapest, but I don't think they're the most expensive either. So quoting is really to look after the customer. I'm quoting as if I really want to get the job. Those kinds of things will depend on your business, the way you want to run your business. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about how to justify higher prices. I've spoken before about how I view your business image as really important. And if you follow my channel, you'll know that I've recently upgraded my van. I put a lot of thought into how the image of my van is going to convey the image of my business. So that was a really important consideration for me, and that's based on past experiences. When I went from cleaning windows working out of a car, moving to a small van, and the reaction that got from my customers surprised me a little bit, but based on kind of those past experiences, I really wanted to kind of push that even more this time with this van. So I think having a professional approach, having a professional image really helps you to charge a professional price. You know, if people see a window cleaner in a car, I think they're expecting to pay a certain price. And when they see a window cleaner in a nicely sign written van, that does convey a certain image, and I think the customer then does expect to pay a higher price, and they'll expect to get a more professional job. I'm not saying that's right or how it should be, but in my experience I think that's how it does often work that way. Okay, but a couple of other things to justify higher prices. When I'm putting together a quote, let's say for window cleaning for example, you know, you hear window cleaners saying, oh, I charge this much, I charge this much. Often what they won't say is that might be a first clean, that might be a particularly thorough clean to clean the frames and sills, a builder's clean, a tenancy clean, something like that. So on a quotation, it's always good, I find, to specify some of the specifics that are going to be carried out in the job, whether you're going to use a specialist cleaning solution for that job because it's particularly dirty for some reason, whether you're going to be giving particular attention to wiping the frames and the sills. If it is a builder's clean, it's going to be particularly dirty, so you might want to specify that you're going to be scraping some muck off the windows using a scraper, so that might come with a higher price tag to it as well. I know some window cleaners will charge a bit extra for the first clean if they're particularly dirty, just to get them up to standard, which might be 50% on top of the regular monthly clean. I don't always do that. There's a certain amount of goodwill there, so I'm happy to do that very often. But if the customer tells me they haven't been cleaned for a long time, and I look at them and I think they are particularly bad, then I might just charge a little bit extra for that first one. Now, a lot of my quotes is a simple thing for a domestic customer. Quite often I'll just do a handwritten quote, and I'll explain the situation to the customer, how I'll be thorough, that kind of thing. But nowadays, more and more, I'm not necessarily meeting a customer face to face, but I'll do a quotation over email. I'll specify the job and the price. I'll include a more detailed description at the bottom of the quotation to explain some of those specifics about different aspects of the job. If you move on to things like pressure washing, I will do usually a quote for pressure washing and resanding, but then if there's any additional issues, they might want some blocks leveled out, they might have some stain removal, they might want sealant coats. I'll do a breakdown and specify exactly how I'm going to carry out each of those tasks. And then for fascias and soffits and conservatory roofs, some customers view it as quite a quick job, and very often I'll say a price for a conservatory roof, and I don't charge less than maybe £50 now for a conservatory roof. And the reaction you get sometimes from the customer, that's more than they're expecting perhaps. So I specify I'm going to use specialist equipment, specialist cleaning solution. I'm going to be particularly thorough about cleaning the plastics and the guttering, so the whole conservatory gets a good clean. And then once they hear that, they understand, okay, I'm going to be doing a really thorough job, a professional job, and they're very often pleased with the results. I had a really nice experience recently where I did a quotation for someone's driveway and a particularly bad oil stain on the drive. Now, I did a quote for this job. I spoke to the customer and said it might take a couple of visits. It's a really bad oil stain. In the end, he got back to me and told me that he had had a couple of quotes and mine had come in a bit more expensive, but he was impressed with the way that I'd explained the job to him, and he was more confident in my approach that I could do the job well. And after the job was complete, he got in touch with me to say how pleased he was with the job I'd done. So that was really, really nice. I always feel pleased when I've done a quote for someone and they're not too sure about it, but they go with me. I always feel like I've got the price just right. And if they're willing to pay the price and they're really pleased with the job at the end, that's a fantastic thing. You've put across your professional reputation and you've been able to carry it out and fulfill what you promised. So I'm always pleased when it works out like that. Another thing that can make a big difference is sometimes when you're starting out in your business, you'll clean anything. You'll get any job you can get hold of because you need the work, you want to get the work. But the situation I'm finding myself in now is I've got so much work, I'm very busy. I mean, I could, I suppose, keep pushing it and employ someone else. I don't really want to do that at the moment. What I'm really doing is trying to consolidate my work to be more professional, more specialised, and so I'm trying to push my prices that bit more, charge a bit more for the quality job I'm doing. And you know, early on, if you're trying a new service, you might be less confident about what you can achieve on the job, but as you build up experience, you become more confident about different situations that you're presented with. So then, you know, you're more confident about your quote, more confident about charging a higher price and getting that good result that you promised to the customer. So that's what I'm doing now, really pushing things, trying to get a professional result as much as possible. So I hope there's some helpful tips for you there. I hope that explains a bit more about quotations and helps you with some of your quotes. There's plenty more on my channel. If you check out the playlists, there's a business approach playlist with loads more about how I organise my work, how I run my business. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.